in a voice that sounded like thunder. He says, "Your faith is dead. Your works are in vain. The life that you lived and offered to me as a life of Christian service is an abomination that I rejected in the Pharisee."
Dalam sebuah video yang beredar di YouTube, seorang pastor bernama Howard Pittman membagikan kisah yang mengejutkan. Howard Pittman bukanlah sembarang orang. Dia adalah seorang pastor yang juga dikenal sebagai seorang polisi dengan reputasi yang baik. Selama bertahun-tahun, dia menjalani hidup dengan prinsip-prinsip moral yang tinggi, mengabdikan diri kepada Tuhan dan masyarakat. Namun, sebuah peristiwa mengubah hidupnya secara drastis pada tahun ke-1979. Suatu hari, ketika menjalani aktivitas sehari-harinya, tanpa disangka-sangka, arteri utama di tubuhnya pecah. Dalam hitungan menit, ia harus dilarikan ke rumah sakit untuk mendapatkan perawatan darurat.
There is a main artery that runs across the back of the stomach, and it had slowly eaten away the wall of that artery until it ballooned out. They call that aneurysm. The day I stepped in that hospital, it had reached a place the wall was so thin it couldn't withstand the pressure of the heartbeat. It just popped like you popped a balloon. Well, they called the ambulance. They rushed me from the local hospital, from the local clinic, family clinic, to the local hospital.
Namun, dalam perjalanan menuju rumah sakit, kira-kira 19 mil sebelum tiba, kondisinya semakin memburuk. Ia dinyatakan meninggal secara medis. Namun, meskipun tubuh fisiknya sudah menyerah, kesadarannya justru berada di tempat lain. Ia menemukan dirinya terbangun di tengah kegelapan total. Ia menyadari bahwa dia telah meninggalkan kehidupan duniawi dan memasuki dimensi lain. Di dalam kegelapan itu, ia melihat sesuatu yang sangat menakutkan sekaligus mengejutkan. Ia menyaksikan rekaman kehidupannya sendiri. Semua yang pernah ia lakukan dalam hidupnya, baik maupun buruk, terpampang jelas di hadapannya. Setiap momen, setiap keputusan, dan setiap interaksi yang pernah ia miliki, disajikan di depannya seperti sebuah film.
19 miles before we reached that hospital, I lost consciousness. I passed into a world of darkness. I mean, it was so dark that there's no words in the human language to describe, but I passed out in this darkness. I really felt abandoned, all alone. First time I'd ever experienced that kind of darkness. There was no light. And then all of a sudden I saw something that come right out of the top of that darkness. And it was like a tape that was just twirling around like this as it come down. And it came, and I watched it. It came all the way down right in front of me. I can't tell you how I saw it, because I saw it with no light. No light at all. It's total darkness. But I saw this thing, just like this tape. It comes right in front of my eyes and turns just like that 3 times. And every time it turned, I'm reading it. It's a verse of Scripture, Hebrews chapter 9, verse 27. It is appointed unto all men once to die, after this the judgment. It is appointed unto all men once to die, after judgment. 3 times that thing turned. And 3 times I read it. When I realized then, this was God's way of supernaturally revealing to me that I had met my appointed time to die.
Di tengah situasi yang genting itu, tiba-tiba ia mendengar suara yang sangat indah, suara yang tak pernah ia dengar selama hidupnya. Suara tersebut memerintahkannya untuk berhenti bernapas, tetapi Howard mengabaikannya. Namun, rohnya kemudian memerintahkannya untuk mengikuti perintah tersebut, untuk mendengarkan Tuhan.
Out of that vast darkness come the most beautiful voice I've ever heard in my life. The voice said to me, "Stop. No more pain. Peace, rest, security, all that you've ever wanted, just don't breathe." I'm breathing by willpower at that point. Every breath just took all the strength I could get in, and when I got into the area, it took all the strength I had to get it out. I'm breathing by willpower. And he's telling me, "Stop, don't breathe." And my spirit was saying to me, "Listen, God's speaking." God speaking, said, "Don't breathe." We're all going to come to that same place. I call it the veil. The veil is not in this world, and it's not in the other world. It's the door between the two. It's when we pass from this life to the life to come. Once you cross that veil, flesh and blood can't cross it.
Sesaat kemudian, malaikat datang dan menarik rohnya, membawanya ke jembatan penentuan. Di sana ia menyaksikan hal-hal yang luar biasa. Surga dan neraka diperlihatkan kepadanya. Ia melihat 50 orang berhasil memasuki gerbang surga. Namun saat gilirannya tiba, ia ditolak untuk memasuki surga. Ia pun memberikan pembelaan dan menyampaikan segala kebaikan yang dilakukannya selama hidup. Ia telah melayani Tuhan dengan baik semasa hidupnya. Namun, jawaban yang ia terima sungguh mengejutkan. Suara Tuhan yang menggelegar mengatakan bahwa selama ini ia menyembah Tuhan yang salah. Pernyataan itu membuatnya tersadar akan dosa dan kesalahannya. Ia merasa pasrah dan siap menerima apapun, bahkan jika itu berarti ia harus masuk ke neraka.
So that's when the angels took my spirit out of my body. And we went from darkness to light, just like that. Out of darkness into light. I'd crossed the veil. I was on the other side. Brought me to the gate. They wouldn't let me, I didn't go in. I came to the gates of the third heaven, and they told me, I watched 50 saints being permitted to enter the gates of heaven. But they didn't let me go in. They said, they stopped me, the angel stopped me there and says, if you go in, you can't come out. You got to stay till he brings you back. I said, if I can't come out, then that means my physical life is over. And you told me I could ask him. But you stand outside this gate and ask him. And so I did. I came and I was allowed to plead my case. I was telling him I reminded him of all my good works. I told him about all the things that I'd done, all the things that's what I was basing on my good work. In a voice that sounded like thunder. He says, your faith is dead. Your works are in vain. The life that you lived and offered to me as a life of Christian service is an abomination that I rejected in the Pharisee. What made you think I would accept it from a Laodicean type Christian? In fact, untold millions are living the same kind of life that you lived, and they stand in danger of my everlasting wrath. I couldn't believe he was talking to me. I'm a preacher, I'm a teacher. I just told him about all my good works, what I'd done, you know. And I said, no, Lord, you don't understand. He said, you didn't do those works for me. You did them for a false God. I said, Lord, I worked for you. I called you Lord every day. Yes, you did, but you never made me Lord.